Good evening and welcome to Game Time on YurView. Tonight's high school game of the week comes from Mesa, where the Mountain View Toros host the Queen Creek Bulldogs. And hello everybody, Chris Harris here along with former Dallas Cowboy and three-time Super Bowl champion Dale Hellestray. And Dale, we have two teams here tonight trying to build off big wins last week.
They are. Both of them had victories last night. Try to keep that on a roll on a gorgeous night here for football.
Now tonight's game marks the return of Joe Germain. Now the Queen Creek head coach, he played at Mountain View in the early 1990s and led the Toros to a state title in 1993. And this season marks the return of Germain as the Bulldogs head coach.
A lot of people remember him as the quarterback that led Ohio State to victory over ASU in the Rose Bowl on that ill-fated January 1st, but he's back here on the high school scene and doing a great job at Queen Creek.
Now the Bulldogs are led by Trey Reynolds. The junior is a two-way starter at quarterback and middle linebacker, bringing a whole new meaning to dual threat. Dale, that's not combo you see too often.
You don't see quarterback, middle linebacker. Boy, does he look like he is built for it on the season. 15 of 28, 195 yards. He has offers from BYU, Washington, Wisconsin. He'll be fun to watch all over the field tonight.
Now Mountain View is led by Mike Fell, his fourth season leading the Toro program. In his first 2 years, he led them to the postseason. Last year, they came up just short.
Yes, and you take a look at this Mountain View program. It's long and it's storied, and their state championships. And talk about Mike Fell, he coached 26 years in Ohio, wants to bring a physicality to this football team and bring them back to their glory days.
Offensively, the player to watch for the Toros is wide receiver Cash Clark. The senior captain leads all of 6A with 399 receiving yards.
28 catches on the season, 3 touchdowns. He's averaged over 100 yards per game. He can score from anywhere on the football field, will catch the ball in traffic, runs good routes, can make guys miss. He will be fun to watch this evening.
All right, when we come back, we'll have the keys to tonight's game and the kickoff between the Queen Creek Bulldogs and the Mountain View Toros. You're watching Game Time on YurView, Arizona.
Game Time High School football coverage on YurView is sponsored by Arrowhead Honda. Arrowhead Honda is supporting our schools. You can find your car and buy online at arrowheadhonda.com. By Big O Tires, the team you trust. And by Valle Luna, proud supporter of scholar athletes in Arizona. Join us all fall long for some of the top high school football teams from around the country on Game Time.
Phoenix Children's Medical Moments.
Scoliosis is a curvature of the spine. With the magnitude of the surgery, you really get to know these families, and I've been doing it long enough where I've got kids bringing me their kids, which, makes you feel really young. By the first day after surgery, we're getting them up and getting them walking. Fortunately, most kids that come into my office that truly have scoliosis never need surgery. The most rewarding part is when you've changed somebody's life for the better.
Big O Tires
and the D-backs
have teamed up to keep you safe
and deliver Major League fun.
It's the Check Your Air
Score a Pair promotion.
Stop into any participating Big O Tires for a free air pressure check,
and you'll receive a voucher for 2 D-backs tickets to select games.
Proper inflation improves tire performance,
Slows tire wear,
saves gas,
and gets you home safe.
So remember, check your air,
Score a Pair.
Big O Tires,
And the D-backs,
the teams you trust.
We get set for kickoff between Mountain View and Queen Creek. But first, let's send it down to the field and the third member of our team, Haley Stasiak. Haley?
Joe Germain returns to his alma mater here at Mountain View, and he's bringing with him some Toro influence. The Queen Creek Bulldogs are running that 4-3 cover 2 defense that the Toros ran back in the Jesse Parker era in the 90s, the team on which Jermaine and offensive line coach Travis Sherman played on. In talking to head coach Mike Fell of Mountain View, he said that he knows that this Queen Creek team has some Mountain View Toro blood in them. So we're going to be seeing some similarities between these two teams. Here's your tonight's injury report, brought to you by Phoenix Children's Hospital. Nationally ranked, locally focused. Both teams are a little bit dinged up, but there are no major injuries to report. We'll send it back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Haley. And let's now catch up with the keys to the game. Brought to you by Larry Miller, proud to support Arizona high school football, driven by you. Dale, what do we have here?
Well, obviously you're going to take a look, and I think both these teams understand they need to control the line of scrimmage. Along with that, playing physical. Both these teams are a physical bunch. They want to try and impose their will on each other. And then when you take a look at the passing offenses of these teams, you have to be able to pick up the blitz.
All right, we're getting set for kickoff here. Queen Creek Bulldogs and Mike Fell's Mountain View Toros. Mountain View got their first win of the season last week against Mountain Point. It come from behind victory. And Coach Fell told me he felt like their season was on life support. They were in trouble there. But they got the victory, now 1-2 on the season. And it's going to be Zane Cope to get things started. Queen Creek's kicker, and we are underway. And the ball is fielded just shy of the goal line. They fake the reverse. On the return, ball is loose. Queen Creek falls on it. Bulldogs ball. What a huge play. Special teams right out of the gates for Queen Creek. And it was Deshaun Jackson who comes up limping and without the football.
Well, they run a reverse on the kickoff return, the fake handoff. He gets hit right at the ankles. Ball comes out when the helmet hits the football. A lot of white jerseys around there come up with the loose ball, and great field position and momentum for the Bulldogs.
And it was Emin Neville, the senior, who forced the fumble. And it's going to be the Bulldogs offense taking the field first. Trey Reynolds under center. Two-back set. Handoff, Jace Bond. Nice cut back into the middle there by Bond. Here are the Batteries Plus Bulbs starting lineups. Batteries Plus Bulbs, power up at your neighborhood. Batteries Plus Bulbs online at batteriesplus.com.
Got a left tackle his first year playing offensive line. He was a tight end, talking about glass, and then you go across that front. 225, 245, 215, and 285 is Derek Brown, right tackle.
Pickup of 5 by Bond. 2nd and 5 from the Mountain View 14. And it's going to be Bond once again. Bounces it to the outside. Back in. Still on his feet. Bond inside the 5. 1st and goal for the Bulldogs. And it's Bond. Jace Bond with the carry.
You've been waiting all week for that,
oh, yeah.
haven't you?
Absolutely. As soon as I saw that roster.
Bond, 5'9", 175 pounds. Really nice on this run. Patient. When he got outside, stuck that right foot in the ground. Gained positive yards. And you see Trey Reynolds, the dual threat linebacker quarterback.
Only in high school, right? And barely at that. 1st and goal, Queen Creek. And we've got movement up front before we even get the snap. So that'll push the ball back to the 9-yard line. As we now take a look at that Mountain View defense. And the player you want to keep an eye on there is going to be big number 99, Malaki Taasi.
6'2", 220 pounds. He's only a sophomore, talking to the coaching staff before the game. He's got E1 written all over him.
Dason Coleman, and he gets brought down. Tackle made, 56. Josh Prieto.
Nice job by that Mountain View defense. Going to be a little bit undersized up front. Is 192, 217 pounds, 222 And to Aussie is only 220 pounds. Remember, he's a sophomore, only 15 years old.
Yeah, we had a chance to catch up with Mountain View defensive line coach Tony Tabor, and he had nothing but glowing things to say about the sophomore. 2nd and goal from the 8. Reynolds. Touchdown, Queen Creek. Finds his receiver, number 5, Colby Garvin. His 3rd touchdown catch of the season. Queen Creek strikes first.
Nicely devised play. You've been running the football. You go off a play action, fake the handoff. And then when you have a target this size of Colby Garvin, 6'4", 205 pounds, he's only a junior, able to catch that ball in traffic.
So on now for the extra point will be Zane Cope. Jake Whitaker to hold. And the extra point is up, and it is good. Just a little over 2 minutes into this one here at Mountain View High School. And the Queen Creek Bulldogs coming up with the turnover on the opening kickoff, and they cash it in for the touchdown. Trey Reynolds hits Colby Garvin for the score. Bulldogs on top 7-0. You're watching Game Time on YurView, Arizona.
Tonight's Game Time keys to the game are brought to you by Larry H. Miller Dealerships, proud to support Arizona high school football, driven by you.
Busy. That's life for you. So while you get to it, we're going nonstop to keep you running. No running around. For new key fobs, plus your neighborhood's largest selection of batteries plus bulbs. Plus, if your phone needs fixing, we do that too. Know how, right now. That's our specialty. Power up at your local Batteries Plus bulb store or at batteriesplus.com for all your power needs. Yes, all of them.
No guts, no glory. There are no second chances. This is Monster Jam. Brought to you by BKT Tires. Tickets start at $15. Coming to State Farm Stadium October 5th. See it live and bring the whole family.
Each week, Valle Luna restaurants and cantinas are proud to honor 2 student athletes, one from each team, with the Valle Luna Scholar Athlete of the Game Award. Tonight's honorees are junior wide receiver Bryce Evans from Queen Creek and senior wide receiver Cash Clark of Mountain View. Bryce carries a 4.4 GPA while taking honors classes, participates in National Honor Society, runs track and cross country. He's an Eagle Scout and a member of the Millennial Choir and Orchestra. Cash holds a 4.0 GPA, participates in Student Council and National Honor Society. Also plays on the basketball team and volunteers as a YMCA coach. Congrats to Bryce and Cash, 2 outstanding Scholar athletes, Valle Luna proud supporters, Scholar athletes in Arizona. Now here's a look at the Queen Creek scoring drive, brought to you by Big O Tires, the team you trust. And it was the Bulldogs getting the touchdown.
After the recovered kickoff, special teams contributed, and then the offense paid it off with a touchdown. You always want to come away with 7 points when your special teams force turnovers like that.
Yeah, that Big O Tires scoring drive, 4 plays, 19 yards, capped off with the Colby Garvin 9-yard TD catch. Cash Clark with the return here for the Toros. If you're wondering about the name Cash, that is his mother's maiden name and his middle name, but his first name is actually David, but he's always gone by Cash. And there's a look at that Big O Tires scoring drive.
Anytime you have to go 19 yards, you know defense or special teams contributed, and you want to pay that off. Nice job by that Queen Creek offense.
Speaking of offense, let's see how Mike Fell's offense does with their opening possession. Willie Roberts in at quarterback, sophomore. Looks right now he's just trying to break free, and does. Finally gets brought down. Willie Roberts trying to escape trouble. And here are the Batteries Plus Bulbs starting lineups. Batteries Plus Bulbs power up at your neighborhood Batteries Plus Bulbs or online at batteriesplus.com.
Keep a look at Ethan Coulter, the center's 5'11", 220 pounds, a smart, consistent, good effort kind of guy.
Wide receiver screen to Cash Clark goes incomplete.
Well, those are the things with both these offenses. You can't fall behind the chains. You want 2nd and 5. You want 3rd and 1 or 2 to keep the chains moving. You talked about Willie Roberts, the sophomore quarterback who came in and had a great second half of the game last week, led that rousing comeback against Mountain Point.
Yeah, they trailed 28-10 in the second half. Roberts came in and delivered the victory. Roberts throws the interception. Trey Reynolds with the pick. So Trey Reynolds, we mentioned the dual threat for Queen Creek. Also the quarterback comes up with the interception here from his linebacker position.
We talked about him in the open. He's a guy who's got a lot of offers. They're all to play linebacker, BYU, Washington, Wisconsin. He's just going to drop back in the middle of the field. Roberts tries to drop it in over him. Great athletic moves, goes up high, catches the ball at its highest point, and he'll return the ball back for great field position for the Bulldog offense again.
So in 3 minutes and 15 seconds, Queen Creek's already forced 2 turnovers. And both turnovers forced have given them excellent field position. The first one, they punched in for the touchdown. Let's see what they do here. Reynolds going to go shotgun. Dumps it out to Coleman. Plenty of room for Coleman. Cuts it back in. Touchdown, Bulldogs. Dason Coleman with the 11-yard scoring grab. Queen Creek finds the end zone once again.
Coleman came out of the backfield. Looked like it might be a blown coverage. There was not a Mountain View defender anywhere near him when he caught the ball. Just sprinted out of the backfield. Nice job by Reynolds getting the ball in the playmaker's hands, and Dason Coleman did the rest.
So how about get an interception, Dale, and then the following play you throw a touchdown pass?
Not a whole lot of guys at the 6A level are going to be doing that in the state of Arizona.
No. And it'll be Cal Payon for the extra point. And they're going to go for the fake, and they pitch it to Calpoy, but that Mountain View defense was there waiting, and we got a penalty flag late coming in. So hold on, everybody. Let's see what the penalty flag is for.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on the Bulldogs.
So sportsmanlike conduct against Queen Creek, as we're still working on the microphone for our referee tonight, Jim Foster.
Well, you can see the touchdown here. Again, nice blocking downfield when you have receivers who are going to go ahead and stalk those defensive backs, catches the ball, wide open territory, and then your buddies downfield blocking for you. Really nice job by Jace Bond. We saw him run the ball a couple times on that first drive. He opened up a hole on that particular play.
And here is the Queen Creek scoring drive brought to you by Big O Tires, the team you trust. And if you are Queen Creek head coach Dale, these are the scoring drives you really like.
Yep, those aren't exactly time-consuming, run the ball down their throat kind of drives, but it still counts as 7 points. Every phase has now kicked in. Offense has scored 2 touchdowns. Special teams has forced a turnover. Defense has gotten their own turnover.
So Queen Creek's first possession, they got the ball to start at Mountain View's 4. Second possession, they started at Mountain View's 11-yard line. Both coming off turnovers. Calpe, short kick. Boy, taking the hit there was number 30 from Mountain View, Joe Ball. We mentioned that Mountain View head coach Mike Fell said their season seemed to be on life support last week when they were taking on Mountain Point. They were trailing the Pride by a score of 28-10 in the second half. And we're going to go ahead and check out some old school here. Joe Germain playing for the Mountain View Toros in the early 1990s. Boy, this video looks like it was just shot last week, right? High def, 4K. Joe Germain, captain of the Toros. Had a chance to talk to him earlier this week, and he said when he was growing up, there's nothing that he wanted more than to play at Mountain View. He said that the colors and the logo still have a special place inside of him, and when he took over the Queen Creek job the first time, he started up the program back in 2010. The first call he made was to his former coach, the legend Jesse Parker. And Jesse Parker came to him with 4 pages of handwritten notes about what it's like to start up a program, because Jesse Parker started up the program here at Mountain View back in 1976.
Yeah, back in 76, there were no iPads to where you could transfer the information. What a great guy to emulate. You talk about Joe Germain getting to play for Jesse Parker, and Jesse Parker doing just an absolutely masterful job here at Mountain View.
And there's Willie Roberts up the middle, picking up the first down. Yeah, you mentioned Jesse Parker. He spent 19 seasons here, Dale, as a head coach. First one was 1976. He had 4 state titles, 309 career wins. As Roberts goes up top and intercepted, this time with the pick for Queen Creek is Crew Jackson, the junior.
Ball thrown late across the middle, trying to get the post route, but Queen Creek just sitting back in a cover 2, able to read the quarterback's eyes after getting a much-needed first down for this offense. Jumps in front of the ball, almost drops it, able to hang on, and now again gets the ball for the 3rd time here. We're not halfway through the first quarter.
Yeah, we're still less than 5 minutes into this game. And this is the worst field position that Queen Creek has had here tonight, as they will start from their own, looks like 38-yard line. Reynolds goes under center. Finds his receiver, Jake Whitaker, for the catch.
What a nice throw by Reynolds. I mean, from the far hash all the way across to the sideline. Had some zip on it, great accuracy. That is a really difficult throw for a quarterback to make, and he makes it look really, really easy. This will be coming right into your living room. Throws the ball before Whitaker even makes his break, able to catch the football, pick up the first down.
Yeah, Reynolds showing that arm he's got. He also plays baseball at Queen Creek. He's a utility player. He was second team all-region last year as a sophomore. Terrific all-around athlete. 1st and 10 from the 48. Bond. Not much on that left side. 2 yards in a cloud of dust at midfield, and we've got a penalty flag, a late one.
Going to be interesting to see who they call this on as a little extracurricular activity. I think Glass and Teossi were mixing it up as the whistle's being blown.
So personal foul. They're going the wrong direction here. They called the personal foul penalty against Queen Creek.
They're offsetting penalties. Called them on both guys. Again, just trying to keep, a lot of times you see an official do that early in a game just to try and keep everybody's emotions in check. So later on in the game, you're not having to deal with extracurricular activity.
And now we're going to have more whistles before we can get the snap. So if penalties offset, isn't it a repeat of first down?
It was a dead ball.
Okay.
Dead ball penalty.
So the play stands.
Play stands, second down and 8.
Yep. Pickup of 2. Reynolds handoff. Bond again. Big hole up the middle. Bond finally gets tripped up by Spencer McEwen, but a pickup of 14 by Bond.
What a nice job by that offensive line. Delayed draw, handoff. Offensive line get to come off on their blocks. The movement you're going to see. And what a fantastic lead block there for Queen Creek by Cody Walkers, 5'11", 205-pound fullback who just lowers his shoulder.
Well, Bond's picking up right where he left off against Mountain View last year when he had 12 carries for 117 yards and 2 touchdowns. He seems to like to play against the Toros. This time with the carry, it's Dason Coleman. In on the tackle for Mountain View, Mason Parker. Parker filling in for Joey Syrick. Syrick deemed up with an injury, and Parker getting the start in his place.
Well, and you see this Queen Creek team, Joe Germain talking to you earlier in the season, earlier in the week, want to control the line of scrimmage. As of right now, they're doing exactly that. And remember, this Mountain View defense has been on the field this entire first quarter.
Second down and 8. Play action, Reynolds down the middle of the field. Just goes off the hands of the intended receiver. Number 88, Isake Toyaval, the intended receiver.
6'3", 185-pound junior, his first year of playing football. Ball a little high. I have a feeling the more that he plays, the more times he's going to be able to come down with that football as a receiver. When the ball's high over the middle, you don't know what's waiting for you. That safety's going to catch you right in the chops.
Could be trouble. How about Toyaval? You mentioned his first year playing football. He was encouraged by his parents to come out and play. Reynolds across the middle again. This time the catch is made. Colby Garvin. And you mentioned it after the touchdown catch. Why not? You got 6'4", 205 going across the middle.
Well, Mountain View brings that blitz. That's the other thing that Coach Germain said. We have to be able to pick up the blitz. Really nice job doing that, giving Reynolds enough time to unload. When you bring that many people, you're going to have single coverage down the field. Reynolds and company able to take advantage of that.
It was actually pretty good coverage by Harrison Evans for Mountain View, but nonetheless, first down Bulldogs from the Toros 17. There's Bond. Bounces it to the outside, still on his feet, working hard. Jace Bond. And for more on Mr. Bond, let's chase it down to Haley Stasiak. Haley?
Guys, in talking to Coach Germain earlier this week, he said Bond is one of their best players, and we're seeing a lot of him in the run game. They also play him at tailback and quarterback a little bit too, Coach told me. Coach said he's dynamic, great speed and agility. He said there is no doubt in his mind that Jace Bond can play college football, but he's hoping that coaches can overlook his short stature. So seeing a lot of Jace Bond tonight. I'm sure we're going to see more, guys.
Thanks so much, Haley. Bond, 5'9", 175, takes the pitch here. Not much room. Great penetration by that Mountain View defense. Nowhere to go for Bond.
Well, you mentioned a great penetration. Carson Nelson getting across, shutting down any outside run. Saw a bunch of blue jerseys across the line of scrimmage, able to turn him back into where all your buddies are coming from.
And one of his buddies was Josh Solberg. You saw he lost his helmet there on the play. He's got to come out for one play. for high school football rules. So it's going to bring up 3rd down and 2 for the Bulldogs. Just over 3.5 minutes remaining, opening quarter. 2 receivers split to the left, 1 to the right, and before we even get a play, we're going to have a timeout on the field. And Joe Germain and the Bulldogs will take the timeout. Young athletes' bodies are a work in progress, and their care requires a different approach. Phoenix Children's Sports Medicine has nationally recognized physicians and therapists who get young athletes back to doing what they love fast. Make an appointment today. Visit phoenixchildrens.org. Larry H. Miller is proud to support Arizona high school football, driven by you. And Queen Creek, they have been nothing short of everything they wanted here in the opening quarter.
Well, and let's talk a little bit about Trey Reynolds. 28 tackles on the season defensively. That's 6th in the state. He's a 7th ranked prospect in the class of 2021. I mean, you start talking about some of the schools that have offered him: BYU, Washington, Wisconsin, Iowa State, Utah State, and then you add on top of that, oh, he's got a 3.9 GPA. You're talking about like the perfect college specimen.
In talking with Coach Germain, he said, you know what? He's just a football player. He just gets it. Great instincts. Coming out of the timeout, trips to the left. Lone setback is Coleman. Reynolds drops back. Here comes that Mountain View defensive pressure, and they get the sack. And it was Malaki Teasi, first man to get there.
Teasi, the 6'2", 220-pound sophomore, first one to get there. Coach was telling us before the game, doesn't have a cell phone. How unheard of is that in this day and age as a sophomore in high school? Kudos to his parents for standing up for how they see fit. But when we talk about this kid, he is a Division I prospect.
Yeah, he's a unicorn if he doesn't have a cell phone. High school kid. On now for the field goal attempt of 38 yards is Zane Calpe. And it is blocked. Mountain View special teams with the block and scoops up the ball. Big play there by the Toros. And there is a penalty flag on the field. It was Tanner Johnson who scooped up the ball on the return. Looks like there's going to be a block in the back against Mountain View.
It could be a block in the back or a blindside hit. Either way, it's going to come back. But what a huge play for the Mountain View football team that had zero momentum on their side until that play.
Hey, where's the head coach?
Kidding me?
Block to the back on the Toros. 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul.
So that negates the big return by Tanner Johnson, but it's all about the block here for Mountain View's special teams.
Looks like a pretty good operation. Can't exactly see who blocked it, but great penetration by the Toro field goal blocking team. So far this quarter, Mountain View's offense, 7 plays, 12 yards. Queen Creek, 14 plays for 75 yards, and their best drive, they came away with no points.
Go figure. Toros take over from their own 36. Trips to the right, handoff. And it's Ball with the big run here from Mountain View inside Queen Creek territory. Joe Ball picks up the first down, the senior, pickup of 17.
Really nice misdirection by Mountain View there. They act like they're going to the right. It's a wraparound handoff from Willie Roberts to Joe Ball, coming back across the formation led by Ethan Coulter, the center.
Roberts, hurry up offense. Pass is complete to Cash Clark, but he stepped out of bounds as he caught the ball, so it's incomplete. Cash Clark, 4.0 GPA. We mentioned off the top of the broadcast, 399 yards on the season. That leads all of 6A. Also plays basketball for Gary Ernst here at Mountain View. Got some interest from the Ivy League schools as well as BYU.
Well, and it's not like he's a surprise. Last year had 66 catches for 836 yards and 7 touchdowns.
Up the middle. It's Joe Ball once again talking with Coach Mike Fell. He said Ball, he runs real hard. He's a great blocker in pass protection. Got a little dinged up last week, but looking pretty strong here early on in the opening quarter.
Well, one thing I'll never question about Mountain View is the toughness of their players. They've been tough since the day this school opened. Part of the DNA out here in the Mountain View community. Clark with the catch, first down, Toros. So it looks like Mountain View's offense is starting to find a little bit of a rhythm. Well, what's interesting, you just watch the way that they're calling plays. A lot of times you have a sophomore quarterback, Willie Roberts, struggling here early in the game, down 13-0, couple bad interceptions. He can continue to throw the football. They still have faith in him, as the last couple play calls have shown.
Roberts fakes the hands off, keeps it himself. Nice pickup there by Roberts. Big O Tires is the team you trust. Get the Big O Tires experience at bigotires.com. So Roberts not only getting it done with the arm, but the legs as well here on this drive here. Under a minute left, opening quarter. Finds Jackson inside the 25-yard line. And that's going to be a first down, Mountain View.
5'8", 165 pounds, really, really quick. Can run after he catches the ball. Nice job by Roberts putting the ball to Jackson in stride, so Jackson didn't have to slow down or change direction and able to pick up the first down.
Jackson had a big game last week at Mountain Point. 10 carries, 108 yards on the ground, plus the touchdown. Ball gets gobbled up there. Queen Creek, number 45, Porter Reynolds, the freshman, and the younger brother of Trey Reynolds, making the tackle.
5'11", 225 pounds, tough, strong, physically developed for his age to play varsity football.
First freshman to ever start on varsity at Queen Creek High School. And we are through the opening quarter here at Mountain View High School. And it is the Queen Creek Bulldogs. They lead the Toros by a score of 13-0. Quarter number 2 when we come back right here. Game time on YurView, Arizona.
My name is Javier Cardenas. I'm the director of the Barrow Concussion and Brain Injury Center here at Barrow Neurological Institute. We're very fortunate to have a comprehensive team here at the Barrow Concussion and Brain Injury Center. We have a team of neuropsychologists who can analyze the thinking aspects. We have a psychiatrist who can address the mood problems. And we have neurologists to address those physical symptoms associated with concussion. We also have a team of therapists to address balance issues, vision issues, and thinking issues in a neurological rehabilitation format. If you suspect a concussion in your athlete on the field, immediately remove them. The message, when in doubt, sit them out. Second, it's never too early to go in and see a healthcare professional about this particular injury. Also, tell the teacher, tell others at the school. That way they know how to adapt to the issues that your student is having. For more information about concussion, visit barrowneuro.org/concussion discussion.
What is Valle Luna Mexican Food and Cantinas? We are a true Arizona original, serving carefully prepared, authentic Sonoran-style cuisine since 1983. We are time-honored family recipes using only the freshest ingredients. Good fun, a family place, a gathering place. We are happy faces and happy hours. We are your new favorite neighborhood hangout. Valle Luna Mexican Food and Cantinas.
Welcome back, everybody. It's a harvest full moon here tonight. 98 degrees. We're going to start the second quarter. Time now for our Jimmy John's delivery of the game. Jimmy John's Because Sandwich. Haley, who do you have?
Guys, I've got Mountain View senior McLeod here with me. You are Jimmy John's delivery of the game. You get a $50 Jimmy John's gift card. Do you intend to share this with any of your friends?
Maybe. I'll think about it. I'll probably, if they ask, I'll probably share it. But, I don't know. Maybe keep it to myself.
All right, well, here you go. $50 to Jimmy John's McLeod senior at Mountain View, our Jimmy John's delivery of the game. Guys?
Thanks so much, Haley.
Hey, how come I don't get one of those?
I was going to say, maybe McLeod's going to get us a couple sandwiches up here at halftime.
That harvest moon, by the way, on full moon on a Friday to the 13th.
Yes.
Another one is not going to happen until 2049. Christopher, I don't know if you and I will be around then.
I don't know if we will either. That's a ways away. Cash Clark able to make the catch there. Take a look at that Queen Creek Bulldogs defense. They weren't on the field a whole lot in that opening quarter, Dale. Led by Trey Reynolds at the middle linebacker spot. And we mentioned his younger brother, Porter Reynolds, starting on the line. Catch is made by Cash Clark. Tackle by Peyton Barlow, but we got a penalty flag thrown in the Mountain View backfield. So look at Peyton Barlow there. So roughing the passer against Queen Creek. That'll get the attention of head coach Joe Germain.
Well, there's really nice pressure there put on by Glass, the two-way player, number 73, just hit Willie Roberts too late and gives this Mountain View offense some fantastic field positions. They put together a really nice drive.
And this will be the 10th play of the drive for Mountain View. Empty backfield. Roberts going to keep it. Ball is loose, but the Toros recover. 63, Caden Bingham able to get the recovery here from Mountain View. That could have been trouble.
Well, this is a quarterback draw all the way, almost trips in the backfield as Roberts. Really nice hit there by Queen Creek. You come up, put your shoulder pads on the football. Colby Littleton, the defensive end running back, 6'3", 190-pound junior.
So Mike Fell trying to get this Toros offense into the end zone. 2nd down and 6. End around to Clark, left side. Boy, coming in to make the tackle was Trey Reynolds. He came flying in there to make the play. Reynolds showing that athleticism.
What's so impressive to me, Ethan Coulter, you're going to see him right here in the middle of the field. You don't see many high school centers who can snap the ball and get out there and lead a sweep. Nice block by him, great balance. Just really, really talented. And to go along with that, a nice 4.0 GPA.
2-year starter, senior captain as well for Mountain View. Timeout on the field by the Toros. So with the timeout in the field, we'll take the break as well. 10:26 remaining here, first half. Queen Creek leading Mountain View 13-0. But the Toros, they're close. We'll be right back.
Tonight's Game Time starting lineups on YurView are brought to you by Batteries Plus Bulb Store. Power up at your neighborhood Batteries Plus Bulb Store or at batteriesplus.com.
Shopping online takes all of the hassle out of buying a car. And thanks to our redesigned website, Larry H. Miller Dealerships has made online car shopping even easier. One click shows you every vehicle for sale in the state. Estimate your payments and find a plan that works for you. Learn everything about the vehicle with a Carfax vehicle history and get the real value for your trade. Then stop by the dealership and pick up your new vehicle. Say hello to the future of car shopping at Larry H. Miller Dealerships. Online at lhmauto.com. Driven by you.
No guts, no glory. There are no second chances. This is Monster Jam. Brought to you by BKT Tires. Tickets start at $15. Coming to State Farm Stadium October 5th. See it live and bring the whole family.
This week on YurView's high school football recruiting podcast, Over the Middle, it's probably the greatest high school football rivalry in the country. It's none other than Jenks versus Union out of Oklahoma, and it's happening tonight. Jeremy is joined by Bob Przyblo of Rivals.com and Mike Ziegenhorn of YurView as they preview the historic high school football matchup. Plus, the guys will hit Oklahoma Sooner recruiting in the class of 2020. All that and more on this week's episode of Over the Middle podcast. Check it out at yourview.com. 3rd and 4. And coming out of the timeout, that Queen Creek defense stiffens up and makes the stop. Colby Littleton in on the play for the Bulldogs.
Play they ran earlier being Mountain View, trying to do a little misdirection, take advantage of the overzealousness of this Queen Creek defense, or just really aggressiveness. Try and use that against them. They go back across the grain, but too much penetration by that defensive line for Queen Creek. And this now 12-play drive is going to end up with a field goal attempt.
And it's going to be Jesus Garcia on for the field goal attempt from 24 yards. And it is good. Jesus Garcia gets Mountain View on the board with the 24-yard field goal. That ties his long for the season. And here is the Mountain View scoring drive, brought to you by Big O Tires, the team you trust. And you mentioned how long of a drive that was. And that was key for the Toros to at least get some points out of it, even if it was just a field goal.
Well, you take a look at it, and Queen Creek completely dominated that first quarter, turnovers and special teams wise, and yet here was 9 minutes, 36 seconds left in the second quarter. Mountain View's only down 10.
Great night here at Mountain View High School. Starting to cool off a little bit. Wasn't too bad on the field there before the game, comparatively speaking, from what it's been.
Yeah, it wasn't bad down there. No. Then we come up to the press box, and it's 118 here.
With fans blowing. And that kick is going to go into the end zone. And we mentioned earlier, both teams coming off big wins last week, and for Mountain View, they were staring an 0-3 start to the season right in the face, but the Toros' big comeback to Sean Jackson here had over 100 yards last Friday night against the Pride. Cash Clark here, 221 receiving yards, a career high last week. Willie Roberts led the comeback, and they got the win 35-28. You see right there, they trailed by 17 at the half. Big win for Mountain View. Queen Creek start from their own 20, and we have got a new quarterback in. Check that Wildcat formation, Jace Bond, and we heard from Haley Stasiak earlier. She's mentioned that Bond will take a few snaps.
Boy, it's just a whole different dynamic. Bond, 5'9", 175 pounds. You can see how quick he is versus Trey Reynolds, 6'2", 225 pounds when he runs the ball. Going to lower that shoulder and try and run over you.
Pickup of 5 for Bond. And Bond still taking the snap, handoff to Coleman. Boy, Coleman fighting hard for some yardage, but that Toro defense, they just come in waves and finally get the stop.
Coming into the game, 36 carries, 185 yards for Dason Coleman, the 190-pound senior, and just good, tough, hard running. You see Wayne Dunn there in on the tackle. Coleman averaging over 5 yards per carry on the season for Queen Creek.
You mentioned Wayne Dunn on the tackle, also part of the wrestling team here at Mountain View. Bond's going to keep it. Well, he picked up a nice block there by Dason Coleman, who sealed the edge there for Bond. Allowed him to get some extra yards.
Kind of crashed down the end of the line of scrimmage there, and you're right, Coleman comes around the edge, seals the linebacker, and really nice job by the left tackle. That's Glass working on Teossi. And then, as we mentioned, Dason Coleman sealed the edge, able to pick up the first down.
Gotta say, I'm impressed with you and Teossi and the names here tonight.
I was asking Coach if they had a nickname for him.
Give me something. Coach Tabor didn't have much for you, though, on the nickname.
No, he said sometimes I call him Walk. Hey, you know, think about Coach Tony Tabor's the fact that he's coached some D1 linemen.
Yes.
In his career.
Yes.
So he knows what a Division I college football lineman looks like at the high school level. And I don't know if I've heard him talk that glowingly about any player since maybe Mark Andrews, who he coached at Desert Mountain.
Yeah, Mark Andrews and Baltimore Ravens actually going to be taking on the Cardinals this Sunday. Andrews, the tight end for Baltimore. And you also had Kyle Allen, who was part of the NFL last year. And you had Tyler Davison as well during his days as the head coach at Desert Mountain. Did a great job there with the Wolves during his time. And there's Dunn there again, making the play for that Toros defense.
Well, here comes Trey Reynolds back into the game, third down and short.
Yeah, and talking with Queen Creek head coach Joe Germain, if that Queen Creek defense is going to be on the field for any long drives, they might give Trey Reynolds a little bit of a break. And that's what happened there. Coleman, what a terrific job navigating his way through that Mountain View defense and picking up the first down.
Kind of ran like another 27, I remember, named Eddie George.
There you go.
Watch how he kind of weaves his, first of all, nice job by that offensive line. I love the way that these running backs block selflessly for each other. That time, Cody Walker again leading the way, but great vision, burst, and he's not afraid to run through some arm tackles.
5'10", 190, tough to bring down. Bulldogs in Mountain View territory. See Coleman's numbers, 5 carries, 20 yards. Make that 6 carries for Coleman. Boy, about another 10 yards there, and got a little extra help from one of his linemen there to pick up the first down, looks like.
Just keep moving the pile, keeping those legs going, and you just wonder how this is going to take its toll on that Toro defense as the game wears along. You mentioned 101 degrees at kickoff, 98 degrees now, still warm out there.
And they're going to mock them short of the first down. Pickup of 8. That looked like a pretty bad spot. Just over 5.5 minutes remaining here, first half. Coleman again, wow. Shooting the gap there for Mountain View's Josh Solberg, along with Mason Parker.
That guy's shooting gaps, taking a chance, slanting that offensive line, linebackers jumping up in those A gaps and able to throw him for a loss. And now bring up third down.
So a loss of a couple on the play for Queen Creek. 3rd and 4. Coleman once again. And it's going to be close to a first down, depend on the spot. And it looks like they're going to give him the first down. Rias Air Conditioning, Home Performance. It's time to rethink your AC company. Remember, it's hard to stop a train.
Well, you can see this Queen Creek offense taking their time in between plays. 10th play of the drive, and it's 5+ minutes and counting.
And that's just what this Queen Creek defense needed. They needed a little break after Mountain View's last drive. Give them some time to rest. Coleman up the middle. Boy, Solberg in once again. This time he gets a little help from Tragan Herlov. Check that, Mason Parker in on the play.
5'10", 160 pounds. Hits a lot bigger than 160 pounds, does Mason Parker.
This will be the 10th play for Queen Creek. The first 9 plays, all runs. Just wearing down that Mountain View defense. Now their first pass of the drive. And it's going to be incomplete. Intended receiver was Kashawn Caleb.
Caleb, one of those big play guys for this Bulldog offense, kind of nursing a hamstring injury a little bit, trying to get the ball out to him, and now brings up 3rd and long.
So Trey Reynolds getting the play from head coach Joe Germain. You know, when Trey was 10 years old, this program was just getting started. Trey Reynolds used to hold the iPad for Joe Germain when he was calling plays. Now he's on the field running the plays. Reynolds delivers in and out of the hands of Caleb. That'll bring up 4th down.
Really nice play action. Has a little pressure in his face. Ball's thrown a little bit behind Caleb there, and I know Reynolds wants to put that ball out in front of him, but that's a ball you need to slow down just a little bit if you're the receiver and catch the football.
So we're going to have a timeout, Mountain View, before we get the punt, and we'll take the break as well. 3:25 remaining first half. Queen Creek 13, Mountain View 3. You're watching Game Time on YurView, Arizona.
Phoenix Children's Medical Moments.
Every patient that I see, they want to get back in the game. We are the leading group in the state that takes care of dedicated pediatric sports medicine patients. I get kids back to doing what they love to do. They want an advantage to get them back, whether that be a week sooner, a day sooner, a month sooner, whatever it is. Going to a place that is pediatric focused will give you that advantage.
Here's what you've been waiting for. Arrowhead Honda's state-of-the-art show.
BarrowNeuro.org/concussion discussion. Calpay into punt. Looks like it was blocked or it was shanked. Couldn't quite tell.
Looked like it came off the side of his foot. There was good pressure by Mountain View. And a lot of times you don't have to block the punt. You can put pressure on the punter to have to speed up his motion.
So Mountain View will have the ball at their 27-yard line, 3:19 on the clock. Toros with 1 timeout remaining.
Well, plenty of time, especially in high school football where the clock stops on a first down. Obviously, if you go out of bounds and incomplete passes, so you have plenty of time. I think that you got to wonder about if you're Mike Fell and this staff is we can't afford another turnover here to give the Bulldogs a chance to tack more points on.
Little flip there to Clark, bouncing it to the outside. Cash Clark, big pickup for the Toros. Nice play call there by Mike Fell. And it's going to go down as a 27-yard completion. That little flip right there counts as a pass.
Yes, it does. Look at that lead block by Joe Ball, the running back. Does a really nice job leading Cash Clark down the field. You see him right there in the middle. Might have got away with a little bit of a grasp, but great vision, speed. And now look at this field position.
Inside Queen Creek territory, ball at the 46. Roberts going to keep it. Boy, there's just nothing going on that right side. In on the tackle, Isake Toyavau. We talked about nicknames earlier.
Yep.
He goes by Ice. A lot easier to say than what you're seeing on the screen right there. Isake Toyavau.
Ice.
88. Well, there's a shot down the field. Broken up. But we have a penalty flag on the play. Was Peyton Barlow on the coverage for Queen Creek. We'll see what the penalty flag is for. It's in the vicinity of holding, and there you have it.
Holding on the floor. All of them just bailed. That was by myself.
This Bulldog defense really, really good against the pass tonight. You can tell this coaching staff still has a lot of confidence in Willie Roberts, a sophomore quarterback. Came into the game 13 of 21, 260 yards, 62% completion percentage.
Here's a look at the referees for tonight. Jim Foster, Dan Mars, Marcellus Lisota, Matt Lees, Bernie No, Jeff Vance, and Jeff Barker. Officials for tonight. 2.5 minutes remaining. First half. Making the catch and absolutely nowhere to go. Nico Remus in on the tackle. Neville in on the tackle, the senior.
A lot of white jerseys running to the football as soon as the ball was thrown. Tremendous job by Queen Creek, and you take a look, Mountain View going to take their time, it looks like, and try and get out of this half without giving up any points.
And remember, Queen Creek's going to get the ball to start the second half. Ball left side gets knocked out around midfield, and another penalty flag comes flying in.
Well, that one might be a late hit, and the Bulldog defense might keep this drive alive for Mountain View. Or face mask.
It was 3rd and 25. And you get the face mask there.
Well, because I was looking at Joe Ball, and I think his coaching staff probably would like him to stay in bounds. Went out of bounds. Watch this wraparound handoff. Good job up front by the line. Space out there, but as you said, 3rd and 25, and you see the hand there of Colby Littleton sneaking up, finger in the face mask, and never let go.
So it goes from 3rd and 25 to an automatic first down. Keeping the drive alive. Ball now at the Bulldog 36. Roberts to Clark. Clark spins out of a tackle down the sidelines. And it's going to be a first down, Mountain View, a pickup of 14. Clock stops, 1:33 remaining.
Well, a really nice job by Clark there, weaving his way through that Queen Creek defense. They had a nice defense set up, trying to force Clark back inside, which it looked like they did. He bounces it outside, able to pick up the first down and get out of bounds.
And that Queen Creek defensive front responds. Coming up with the sack, and it's the freshman Porter Reynolds coming in to make the play. Reynolds also going to be wrestling at Queen Creek High School. Again, just a freshman. Mentioned the older brother, Trey, linebacker, quarterback. Their father, Paul Reynolds, he's the athletic director at Queen Creek.
Well, you just look at that body on Porter Reynolds. Hard to imagine him only being a freshman. He has been very, very stout in the middle of that defensive line.
Roberts has time, delivers, shot down to the end zone. Can't quite connect with the intended target. Number 19, Ethan Davidson. And Davidson's a nice target out there, 6'3", 205.
Another one of those kids that kind of new to football, second year playing football as a senior. Came into the game, 12 catches, 187 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Nice tall target at 6'3", 205 pounds.
You mentioned how stout Porter Reynolds is for a freshman. Their dad, Paul Reynolds, played minor league baseball in the Rockies organization for 2.5 years before continuing his football career at ASU as a linebacker. Mountain View 4 of 6 on third down conversions. Let's see if they can get another one here. And they had the perfect play call. Split out wide is Brandon Nieto, who was the starting quarterback for the first 3 games of the season, but they can't connect.
First throw has to be a lateral. Let's see if it goes backwards. It certainly looked like it did. First part's good, then you throw the ball down the field. Sometimes those throws to a wide open receiver are the hardest ones to execute, kind of like a wide open basketball layup. You're so used to having somebody in your face or around you, and looks like they're going to go for it here on 4th down.
4th and 16 from the Queen Creek 28. In the seam, catch is made. First down, Toros. Beautiful ball by the sophomore Roberts. 18-yard pickup. It was Clark with the catch, and he is slow to get up.
Skinny post, lot of traffic out there. What a throw by Willie Roberts. Catch between 4 Bulldog defenders, and obviously going to be very physical once he catches the football.
It was Crew Jackson with the initial hit, and then it was Trey Reynolds who finished it off. And Clark's going to need some assistance getting up. Arrowhead Honda is supporting our schools, and they want to support you with your next vehicle. Whether you're a graduate, football mom, or a grandparent, they've got the car for you. Contact Arrowhead Honda for amazing prices on new and used Civics, Accords, Pilots, CRVs, and the all-new Passport. And mention high school football or visit arrowheadhonda.com. Power up at your neighborhood Batteries Plus Bulb store or at batteriesplus.com. Get 15% off all automotive batteries online through the month of September. So a big first down pickup. Mountain View, just under 20 seconds remaining. Roberts looks for the corner of the end zone and gets batted down by Johan Diasa.
Rolling out to the right, trying to buy some time. We're down to 13.7 seconds left as the clock had started when they got the injured player, Clark, off to the sideline. Going to have maybe 2 more opportunities to get the ball in the end zone for the Toros.
Trips to the left, lone receiver to the right is Davidson. And they look to the left side. Catch is made, but beautiful play. Open field tackle made by Emin Neville. And we got timeout on the field by Mountain View. That will be the Toros' last timeout of the half. Mike Fell talking things over with Tony Tabor, trying to get some points on the board here before intermission.
Well, in every situation, you have a couple plays that you like, that you dial up. In a situation like this, you understand that if you complete this pass in the field of play, you are not going to have the opportunity to get up there and clock the ball. So the ball has to go in the end zone, preferably fairly quickly. So if it's an incomplete pass, you can have one more opportunity to kick a field goal on 4th down.
And Mountain View, they have to come away with some points here. Ideally, it's a touchdown, but they need to at least get a field goal and make it a one-score game. Again, no timeouts remaining for Mountain View. And it looks like Mountain View has decided to already go for the field goal here. They're not even going to mess around. So it's going to be a 26-yard field goal attempt for Garcia. He connected from 24 earlier. It's going to be a fake field goal. Mountain View. Pass falls incomplete, but that now just brings up 4th down. So they can still go for the field goal. That just brings up 4th down for Mountain View.
Yeah, I mean, again, I was a little bit surprised that they're going to kick a field goal because you feel that you have almost 9 seconds left. That's time for 2 plays. But, hey, you're hoping that the Bulldogs rush your kicker and somebody comes open. Bulldogs did a nice job, didn't settle for anything, and made it tough to complete the pass.
And now we assume the Toros are going to go for the 26-yard field goal attempt here. It's up. And it is no good. No good. And we are at the half here at Mountain View High School. And it is the Queen Creek Bulldogs. They lead the Toros by a score of 13-3. And that is a tough break for Mountain View as they come up empty-handed on that final drive of the half. Garcia's field goal attempt was no good. And the Bulldogs, they head to the locker room with the 13-3 lead. And let's now send it down to the field where Haley Stasiak is standing by with Queen Creek head coach Joe Germain.
Coach, this offense has been pretty efficient in this first half. What are you liking out of them?
I like how we've controlled the line of scrimmage. I thought we've been able to run the ball. We had a couple good completions in there, but it's just been the little things, the mistakes that we've had. We've had some, critical penalties, some miscommunication, some mental mistakes on our side that have kind of faulted some of our drives. So hopefully we can clean that up and fix that in the second half.
On defense, you've been able to keep this Mountain View offense at bay. What's going to be the key to continuing that in the second half?
Yeah, they've done a great job. Our defense has done a great job. I hope we can keep flying to the ball, not give up the big play, eliminate some of those penalties, and just keep keeping things in front of us.
Thanks, Coach. Chris, back to you.
Thanks so much, Haley. Halftime here at Mountain View. Bulldogs lead the Toros 13-3. We're going to step aside for a quick break on a full harvest moon night, which I just learned this evening. 13-3, Queen Creek with the lead. We'll be right back right here. You're watching Game Time on YurView, Arizona.
Game Time High School football coverage on YurView is sponsored by Larry H. Miller Dealerships, proud to support Arizona high school football, driven by you. Rias, it's time to rethink your AC company. By Jimmy John's Gourmet Sandwiches, because sandwich. And by Phoenix Children's, nationally ranked, locally focused. Join us all fall long for some of the top high school football from around the country on Game Time.
Busy. That's life for you. So while you get to it, we're going nonstop to keep you running. No running around. For new key fobs, plus your neighborhood's largest selection of batteries plus bulbs. Plus, if your phone needs fixing, we do that too. Know how, right now. That's our specialty. Stop by Batteries Plus Bulbs for screen repair, key fob programming, battery replacement, and more. Learn more at batteriesplus.com.
I'm Jeffrey Phillips of Phillips Law Group. My Arizona law firms have helped more than 155,000 clients in the past 25 plus years. So if you're injured in a car, truck, or motorcycle accident, please remember that insurance companies are not on your side. Not your insurance company, and certainly not the other drivers. After an accident, call Phillips Law Group at 602-222-2222 or look for us online at phillipslaw.com.
Monster Jam, where it's winner takes all. There are no second chances, no guts, no glory. See Gravedigger, Megalodon, and more compete for the championship. Experience adrenaline-charged family entertainment. This is Monster Jam. Presented by official partners America's Best Contacts and Eyeglasses and BKT Tires. Tickets start at $15. Coming to State Farm Stadium October 5th. Lock in your seats today.
Game Time Halftime is brought to you by Barrows. Parents, learn the signs and symptoms of concussion at barrowneuro.org/concussion discussion. Join us all fall long for some of the top high school football from around the country on Game Time. You're watching Game Time on YurView. For more in-depth coverage of the top players around, recruiting updates, behind-the-scenes access, and more, check out YurView.com.
My name is Dr. Glenna Zeman. I'm a neurologist at the Barrow Concussion and Brain Injury Center. Our clinic here treats patients with traumatic brain injury of all severities. We see concussions on up to the most life-threatening brain injuries. We see patients who've had sports-related injuries, car accidents, falls, and a variety of other types of brain injuries. A concussion is a brain injury caused by a physical blow or hit to the head. And it's important to clarify that not every hit to the head causes a brain injury, but if you have a physical hit to your head and have certain signs or symptoms, such as feeling dizzy, off balance, develop a headache, forget a period of time, even lose consciousness, all those are signs that potentially a concussion has occurred. When we've identified a hit, either in practice or in a game, the athlete is removed from play and evaluated either on the sideline or in the locker room. And we do this evaluation with a series of questions and physical exams. And if there is a concern that they're off or not quite their normal self, or if we have any level of suspicion that a concussion has occurred, they're removed from the game and we keep them out until their symptoms have improved. This often takes several days to a few weeks. And once an athlete's symptoms have resolved, meaning they don't have headaches, they're able to attend school fully, their mood is normal, and they're back to their normal self, then we start increasing the kind of physical activity they can do and of course eventually get them back into the game. We still don't know necessarily how many concussions are too many per se. We obviously know that the more hits to the head, probably the worse outcome overall. Some patients have one concussion, get better very quickly, and then never have one again. Other patients have a lot of concussions and still can recover and do well. But some patients are either prone to concussions more so than others, or they take longer and longer to get better. So we really don't know necessarily who's at risk for long-term issues and who is not. What we do know though, especially for athletes, is there are ways to potentially avoid concussions. And with that, playing safe, and of course according to the rules, there's a reason for that. We have a lot of evidence for certain types of plays and certain types of practice techniques that can reduce the risk of a head injury and of course reduce the risk of a concussion. And a lot of strides have been made to prevent concussions. If an athlete has their first concussion, as long as they are identified as having a concussion, removed from play, and receive the appropriate medical care, whether it's with their athletic trainer or a physician, the likelihood is that they'll have an excellent outcome. They'll return back to normal, safely back to their sport and successfully back in school. And we want to make sure that we help all athletes have that outcome by addressing these concussions as soon as possible. I definitely enjoy working with athletes. I enjoy the work ethic they have, and we provide sideline coverage for various sports in the Valley. So it certainly lends an opportunity to work with people in a variety of other fields, which is very enjoyable. If parents or athletes want to learn more about concussions and the resources available to treat them, go to barrowneuro.org/concussion discussion.
This is our National Football Foundation and College Football Hall of Fame Valley of the Sun chapter.
We honor scholar athletes from northern and central Arizona, 188 high schools, and the 6 colleges are represented here.
Ultimately the cream of the crop from an athletic perspective, but in the classroom they're also number 1, number 2 in their class. They're the valedictorian, they're also student council presidents, and these guys are out there in the communities doing just as much as they are on the field as they are in the classroom as well. So it's a pretty even split. They're pretty remarkable young men.
It's a huge honor to just be even mentioned by the NFF. A lot of great players in the state of Arizona, great in the classroom, great on the field, so it's a huge honor.
I think if we can continue to show that we have these great events where we're honoring all of these great kids, we can hopefully expand and offer more help in the future.
Here's what you've been waiting for. Arrowhead Honda's state-of-the-art showroom is now open. We're bigger, better, and ready to deal. Check out these offers.
Lease a 2019 Honda Civic LX Sedan CVT for just $89 a month. Or a 2019 Honda Accord LX CVT for only $139 a month.
So come on down and check out our brand new showroom. Find your new car at Arrowhead Honda at Bell Road and the 101.
What is Valle Luna Mexican Food and Cantinas? We are a true Arizona original, serving carefully prepared, authentic Sonoran-style cuisine since 1983. We are time-honored family recipes using only the freshest ingredients. Good fun, a family place, a gathering place. We are happy faces and happy hours. We are your new favorite neighborhood hangout. Valle Luna Mexican Food and Cantinas.
No guts, no glory. There are no second chances. This is Monster Jam. Brought to you by BKT Tires. Tickets start at $15. Coming to State Farm Stadium October 5th. See it live and bring the whole family.
Welcome to the Barrow Neurological Institute halftime show. Parents, learn the signs and symptoms of concussion at barrowneuro.org/concussion discussion. Haley Stasiak out here at Mountain View High School, where Queen Creek is leading the Toros 13-3 here at the half. We're seeing a lot out of Queen Creek's Trey Reynolds tonight. He's rated as the number 22 linebacker, number 7 overall athlete in Arizona out of the class of 2021, and we are sure to see a lot more out of him tonight. Let's take a look at the top games of the week here in Arizona. Desert Ridge versus Liberty. Both teams feeling good after winning their last 2, despite opening week losses. Desert Ridge senior wide receiver Aiden Lee, who has committed to Cal, averages 26.5 yards per catch. Liberty is coming off a 41-14 win over their rivals down the street in Sunrise Mountain. Desert Vista at Valley Vista. Coach Dan Hines' Thunder are back in action this week after losing a heartbreaker to Notre Dame Sherman Oaks 2 weeks ago. Valley Vista steps up in competition after easy wins over Westwood and Trevor Brown. Willow Canyon at Shadow Ridge. Willow Canyon's Darvon Hubbard might be the second best back in the state behind South Point Catholic's Bijan Robinson. Shadow Ridge played Brophy tough in week 2 and has 2 wins. Campo Verde at Ironwood Ridge. Coyotes are off to a 3-0 start and are led by junior running back Caden Calloway, who has 471 yards rushing and 7 touchdowns. Ironwood Ridge is always a tough place to play in southern Arizona, so Campo Verde is in for a challenge. Last but not least, Phoenix Christian at American Leadership Academy. Both of these teams are 3-0. American Leadership has outscored its 3 opponents by 168-25. They're led by senior quarterback Rand Jensen, who has completed over 71% of his passes and thrown 16 touchdowns without an interception. Here are this week's Phillips Law Group for primetime players. When you're injured in an accident, call the Phillips Law Group at 602-222-2222. Chubba Purdy out of Perry, the quarterback, accounted for 10 touchdowns, 5 through the air and 5 on the ground in a 4-overtime win over Red Mountain last week. The last time someone accounted for 10 touchdowns was current Arizona Cardinal DJ Foster of Saguaro in 2011. He had 7 rushing, 3 receiving. Bijan Robinson out of South Point Catholic, one of the top running backs in the state, 430 yards rushing. That's a school record on 13 carries and 6 touchdowns. Also a school record in their win at Desert Edge. Robinson is committed to play at Texas. Chris Villalobos out of Campo Verde scored on a punt return, kickoff return, and an interception as Campo Verde remained undefeated. And Joaquin Bayless out of Marcos Deniza. He ran 21 times for 236 yards and 4 touchdowns in their win over St. Mary's. Stay right here on Game Time on YurView. We've got plenty more action coming up between the Queen Creek Bulldogs and the Mountain View Toros.
I'm Jeffrey Phillips of Phillips Law Group. More than 20 years ago, I lost my mother due to someone else's negligence. I was in shock and wanted to make sure this situation didn't happen to someone else. My family hired a lawyer to seek justice, and that sparked my interest in helping injured people. Now, many years later, my Arizona law firms have helped more than 155,000 clients recover hundreds of millions of dollars. Phillips Law Group, 602-222-2222.
If you think it's hot now, think again. We'll be shattering the century mark before you know it. And if your AC isn't ready for the summer, this year, you need to rethink your AC service. Whether you have an AC emergency, are experiencing hot rooms, or high utility bills, or your current system has seen its final days, Rias delivers guaranteed solutions. Call for your free home energy performance evaluation today. Rethink your home's comfort and energy efficiency with Rias, where they always say, it's hard to stop a train. Visit Rias.com.
Phoenix Children's Medical Moments.
Scoliosis is a curvature of the spine. With the magnitude of the surgery, you really get to know these families, and I've been doing it long enough where I've got kids bringing me their kids, which, makes you feel really young. By the first day after surgery, we're getting them up and getting them walking. Fortunately, most kids that come into my office that truly have scoliosis never need surgery. The most rewarding part is when you've changed somebody's life for the better.
Busy. That's life for you. So while you get to it, we're going non-stop to keep you running. No running around. For new key fobs, plus your neighborhood's largest selection of batteries plus bulbs. Plus, if your phone needs fixing, we do that too. Know how, right now. That's our specialty. Stop by Batteries Plus Bulbs for screen repair, key fob programming, battery replacement, and more. Learn more at batteriesplus.com.
Welcome back, everybody. Mountain View High School. The full harvest moon here tonight. Queen Creek leading Mountain View by a score of 13-3. Time now for the Barrow Neurological Institute halftime highlights and stats. Parents, learn the signs and symptoms of concussion at barrowneuro.org/concussion discussion.
Highlights start early here for the Bulldogs. Special teams recovering the opening kickoff, and then they pay it off with the touchdown pass for the first points of the game.
That was Colby Garvin making a TD catch from 8 yards, and then Trey Reynolds, quarterback, middle linebacker for the Bulldogs, gets the interception.
Had himself one heck of a first quarter as he got an interception, threw for a couple touchdowns, and really led this football team.
And then it was Crew Jackson getting the interception. And I'll tell you what, Mountain View had 3 turnovers in the first 6 minutes of the game, but their special teams comes up with a big block here.
On the field goal attempt, they block it, get some momentum on their sidelines. The drive down, about 11-play drive, ends up with a field goal, almost had another field goal to end the half, and they're down 13-3 as you see the halftime stats. The Queen Creek, as Coach Germain talked about, happy with the way they're running the football. Both doing pretty good on third down conversions. I think both of them like to cut down on penalties, and of course Mountain View cannot turn the ball over 3 more times here in the second half.
Yeah, those 3 turnovers, Mountain View's got to be happy they're only down by 10. We'll have the second half when we come back right here. Game Time on YurView, Arizona.
My name is Javier Cardenas. I'm the director of the Barrow Concussion and Brain Injury Center here at Barrow Neurological Institute. We're very fortunate to have a comprehensive team here at the Barrow Concussion and Brain Injury Center. We have a team of neuropsychologists who can analyze the thinking aspects. We have a psychiatrist who can address the mood problems. And we have neurologists to address those physical symptoms associated with concussion. We also have a team of therapists to address balance issues, vision issues, and thinking issues in a neurological rehabilitation format. If you suspect a concussion in your athlete on the field, immediately remove them. The message, when in doubt, sit them out. Second, it's never too early to go in and see a healthcare professional about this particular injury. Also, tell the teacher, tell others at the school. That way they know how to adapt to the issues that your student is having. For more information about concussion, visit barrowneuro.org/concussion discussion.
Here's what you've been waiting for. Arrowhead Honda's state-of-the-art showroom is now open. We're bigger, better, and ready to deal. Check out these offers.
Lease a 2019 Honda Civic LX Sedan CVT for just $89 a month. Or a 2019 Honda Accord LX CVT for only $139 a month.
So come on down and check out our brand new showroom. Find your new car at Arrowhead Honda at Bell Road and the 101.
If you think it's hot now, think again. We'll be shattering the century mark before you know it. And if your AC isn't ready for the summer, this year, you need to rethink your AC service. Whether you have an AC emergency, are experiencing hot rooms, or high utility bills, or your current system has seen its final days, Rias delivers guaranteed solutions. Call for your free home energy performance evaluation today. Rethink your home's comfort and energy efficiency with Rias, where they always say, it's hard to stop a train. Visit Rias.com.
No guts, no glory. There are no second chances. This is Monster Jam. Brought to you by BKT Tires. Tickets start at $15. Coming to State Farm Stadium October 5th. See it live and bring the whole family.
Welcome back, everybody. We get set for the second half kickoff between Mountain View and Queen Creek. Let's quickly go down to the sidelines and Haley Stasiak. Haley?
Guys, I just talked to Coach Mike Fell from Mountain View, and he's telling me that they've got to continue playing physical. He's really happy with what he is seeing out of these guys, and especially his defense. They've been able to stop Queen Creek's run game by not letting them get too many long runs in. So we'll see what these Mountain View Toros have here in the second half. Chris?
Thank you so much, Haley. And it'll be Mountain View kicking it off to get the second half started. And it's going to be a returnable kick here for the Bulldogs. Nice move. Queen Creek, the big return by number 3, Kashawn Caleb, the senior. Great field position for Queen Creek to open up the second half. A pickup of 36 yards on the return.
Going to see a little hesitation here. Puts the ball on the outside arms. Nice job, and then explodes through that hole. Running through arm tackles and gives Queen Creek really good field position.
And they will start from their own 41-yard line as we see the numbers of Trey Reynolds in the first half. You got to like 4 completions, 2 of them for touchdowns. And the handoff left side. Coleman, plenty of room down the sidelines. There's a penalty flag down as Coleman finds his way into the end zone. But let's see what the penalty flag is for.
That's right, where usually holding is called right on the edge of the defense. Thrown by the line judge.
10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul.
Joe Germain thought he had himself another touchdown here. It would have been a 59-yard touchdown run by Coleman if it would have stood.
Well, that's right at the end of the line of scrimmage there, and that looked like that was Cody Walker again. And a lot of times officials, if they see you trying to get your hands back inside, they'll keep the flag in the pocket. But when the intersection of the running back and the block happen at the same point, a lot of times you'll see that flag.
And it's hard to fault Walker. He's doing everything he can to help out his buddy get to the outside. So it's going to bring up first down and 23. Coleman again up the middle, not much there. And our resident meteorologist, Beth Pockman, just let us know the temperature now, 97 degrees. It's cooled off a couple of degrees since the first quarter. We also want to give a shout out to her husband, Bob Pockman, just underwent right hip replacement surgery a little over a week ago. So we want to give him a shout out and wish him well on his recovery.
And Bob, we're hearing that you're milking it a little bit. Let's get up and move and get into PT and get well soon. Look forward to seeing you again real soon.
Bob, our audio man extraordinaire, done a fantastic job, been a part of the high school football here with YurView for many years. Jace Bond, and he gets brought down by Herlov. Boy, Herlov got his money's worth on that one.
Well, you could hear the collective groan of the Mountain View fans once Bond broke contain there, but got to remember they had that holding call they're trying to overcome as well.
Good crowd here tonight at Mountain View, the student section. They've been loud and proud here tonight. Great football tradition here at Mountain View. 8 state titles in school history. Program began in 1976 under Jesse Parker, which the field is named after. That happened a couple of years ago. Coleman with the catch. It's going to bring up 4th down.
Well, that's a really nice job by Peyton Eastwood, number 5 for Mountain View, coming up and making sure that Coleman turned back inside where all the other blue jerseys are coming. Watch him get his head on the outside there, making sure you're going to be going back into my buddies. Tackle him short of the 1st down.
Send him back to the help. Calpay to punt it away. It gets blocked. Scooping it up down the sidelines, Tanner Johnson, but this Mountain View special teams has been making some nice plays here tonight.
Nice job being alert. Ball crossed the line of scrimmage, so it's just like a punt. But being aware where it was on the field. Mason Parker, you're going to see who gets a hand on it here. Well, it looks like that's number 10, Cash Clark. Look at all the blue jerseys.
And check that, that was 47, Mason Parker. My bad, not 17, Tanner Johnson. Mason Parker with the recovery. Handoff, Joe Ball.
Well, now the one thing that the Bulldogs were able to do when their defense and kickoff team gave their offense good field position in the ball, they came away with 2 touchdowns. Let's see if this Toro offense can capitalize on good field position.
Well, Queen Creek, they got the ball at the 4-yard line and then the 12-yard line. Roberts across the middle. Davidson, touchdown, Toros. Mountain View able to cash it in.
Quick little post route, 6'3", 205 pounds. Davidson in traffic, able to concentrate on the football, and Willie Roberts puts it where only his guy can catch it. Davidson does the rest, getting in the end zone.
Garcia for the extra point. And it is good. So it's Roberts to Davidson for the 27-yard scoring strike. And after the Toros block punt, they get the touchdown. And it's now a 3-point game. Early in the 3rd quarter, Queen Creek 13, Mountain View 10. We'll be right back. You're watching Game Time on YurView, Arizona.
Big O Tires
and the D-backs
have teamed up to keep you safe
and deliver Major League fun.
It's the Check Your Air,
Score a Pair promotion.
Stop into any participating Big O Tires for a free air pressure check,
and you'll receive a voucher for 2 D-backs tickets to select games.
Proper inflation improves tire performance,
slows tire wear,
saves gas,
and gets you home safe.
So remember, check your air,
score a pair.
Big O Tires
and the D-backs, the teams you trust.
Here's what you've been waiting for. Arrowhead Honda's state-of-the-art showroom is now open. We're bigger, better, and ready to deal. Check out these offers.
Lease a 2019 Honda Civic LX Sedan CVT for just $89 a month, or a 2019 Honda CR-V LX two-wheel drive for $135 a month.
So come on down and check out our brand new showroom. Find your new car at Arrowhead Honda at Bell Road and the 101.
$9:19 remaining third quarter. And that Queen Creek lead's been chopped down to 3, 13-10. Toros getting the touchdown, but it was the special teams block punt that got things going for the Toros.
Well, we talked about it. Can you capitalize on big plays by defense and special teams? And Mountain View has shown that they could do that, and all of a sudden it's a 3-point game, and Queen Creek completely dominated that first quarter, or only able to put up 2 touchdowns.
Here's a look now at the Mountain View scoring drive, brought to you by Big O Tires, the team you trust. Well, you gotta like that if you're Mike Fell. 2 plays, 30 yards, 34 seconds, and the touchdown to make it a 3-point game. On the return for the Bulldogs is Caleb. And he's going to get brought down just past the 25-yard line, but a penalty flag is thrown, and looks like it might be a face mask there.
I think Mason Parker fighting for his dear life with a couple blockers on him and didn't want to give up containment. They got his fingers in the face mask.
And there is the call, face mask. Arrowhead Honda is supporting our schools, and they want to support you with their next vehicle. Whether you're a graduate, football mom, or grandparent, they've got the car for you. Contact Arrowhead Honda for amazing prices on new and used Civics, Accords, Pilots, CR-Vs, and the all-new Passport. And mention high school football, or you can visit arrowheadhonda.com. So the Bulldogs will have the ball at their own 41-yard line. Excellent field position once again for Queen Creek. As Chase Bond works that right side, and that pile and cloud of dust pushes forward a couple more yards.
A little bit early for a cloud of dust on the football field here in Phoenix, Arizona, as we're early in the football season.
Take a look at these drives for Queen Creek so far here tonight. They started off strong and then kind of slowed down a little bit.
2 TD drives, one like they went 80 yards. It was, as you said, 4 and
12, I think was the other one.
Then a missed field goal, punt, and now let's see if they can put another drive together.
Pickup of 6 for Bond. Takes the handoff once again, gets tripped up. Falls down about midfield, so it's going to bring up third down and a couple.
Well, and the goals and the keys to the game coming in, Queen Creek's offense wanted to control the line of scrimmage and be able to pick up the blitz. They've done a really nice job picking up the blitz when Mountain View brings that, and for the most part, they have controlled the line of scrimmage. They just haven't been able to pay off the drives after those first 2 very short field drives.
Queen Creek has averaged just over 4 yards a carry here tonight. If they get 4 more here, they'll have the first down. They have that and more. Coleman, big pickup for the Bulldogs. That will move the chains. And we got a flag on the play. Tackle was made by Spencer McEwen.
That was a touchdown saving tackle as
That is 2 big runs already in this third quarter that Dason Coleman has had called back because of holding penalties.
Let's see, as the ball's running away from you see right there, number 42 for Queen Creek, and that's Damon Cornett with the hands outside the framework of the body. Pretty easy call for the officials, especially when the ball is right behind him.
So Coleman had a 59-yard touchdown run called back for holding, and just right there he had an 18-yard run that would have given the Bulldogs a third down conversion, and that gets brought back. Now it's going to be 3rd and 4. Coleman first down again, fighting for more yardage, and no penalty flag this time.
Boy, he is running hard, and as you mentioned, he's ran about 100 yards, for which he's not going to get credit for just here in the third quarter alone. But you can tell this offense is going to try and impose their will on this Mountain View defense. You see him lower that head, continue to churn those legs, pick up the first down, and want more.
And he ran right through the tackle of Peyton Eastwood. As you see the numbers on the night for Coleman. 1st and 10. Now it's going to be Bond. And what a combination that Queen Creek has in the running backs with Coleman. Big, strong, runs through tackles. Then you got Jace Bond, who's kind of a scat back.
Well, Bond is listed at 175. Coleman at 190. Coleman runs a lot bigger than 190 pounds. And Jace Bond with that quickness to dart in and out of holes, and both of them have really good vision.
And tonight, 23 carries between the two of them for 112 yards. 2nd and 7. Bond. Boy, you see him stick that right foot in the ground, cut it back to the left, and he picks up the first down.
Nice job by that offensive line. Brown and Gus Campbell, Adam Bocut, Isaiah Glass at left tackle, just hat on a hat, driving him off the ball. Really nice job. Right guard, Vindiola, Hunter Vindiloa, 6'5", 215 pounds.
Nice work there.
Yeah. No one can say his name first, but I said, I'll give it a shot.
Why not? Coleman, oh, he gets tripped up before he can get going.
Tripped on one of his linemen, but you're right. I mean, you pick up a first down with Jace Bond. He goes out for 3 plays. Dason Coleman comes in. And these young kids don't need a whole lot more rest than that for their full speed ahead.
Joe Germain, his offense, putting together a nice drive here to start the second half. Coleman bounces it to the outside. Does a little flip. Picks up a couple extra yards, and we have a penalty flag coming out late.
Well, I think it's going to be a sideline warning, so first one is just a warning.
And you've mentioned it before, Dale. They're keeping a close eye on that this season.
It's a point of emphasis, and you know what? They come up with a couple things every year they want to keep a close eye on. But that's the 7th play of this drive now. All of them have been runs. It's almost as if Joe Germain said, hey, guys, we're going to hammer this ball down their throats and make them like it.
Big third down here inside the Mountain View 25. Coleman, penalty flag is thrown as Coleman picks up the first down. Let's see what the flag is for.
It's right in that lineman's nightmare area.
You would know, wouldn't you?
Yep. And that's what's so frustrating. I mean, it's almost like the flag came out before the ball was even snapped.
Did you ever have the officials intentionally throw the flag like at you?
No. Although they could have a couple times.
Yeah. So how about Coleman? He's had a touchdown called back for holding. And now he's had 2 first down runs that have been third down conversions called back. Now it's 3rd and 16. Coleman gets brought down. Try to get some of that yardage back.
Well, you're sitting there, are you going to send the punt team out if you're Joe Germain? And kind of looks like they are. I'm not so sure if this is an opportunity to try and gain some momentum back, especially seeing a couple of the punts that I've seen tonight if I'm that Queen Creek coaching staff.
So it is going to be Zane Calpe out to punt.
Let it go!
Nobody back for Mountain View. Cowboy pulls it down, finally kicks it. A little rugby style. And the first one to touch it there for Queen Creek was Brandon Unzillo. And timeout on the field. We'll take the break as well. Queen Creek leading Mountain View 13-10. We'll be right back.
What is Valle Luna Mexican Food and Cantinas? We are a true Arizona original, serving carefully prepared, authentic Sonoran-style cuisine since 1983. We are time-honored family recipes using only the freshest ingredients. Good fun, a family place, a gathering place. We are happy faces and happy hours. We are your new favorite neighborhood hangout. Valle Luna Mexican Food and Cantinas.
Phoenix Children's Medical Moments.
Every patient that I see, they want to get back in the game. We are the leading group in the state that takes care of dedicated pediatric sports medicine patients. I get kids back to doing what they love to do. They want an advantage to get them back, whether that be a week sooner, a day sooner, a month sooner, whatever it is. Going to a place that is pediatric focused will give you that advantage.
.337 remaining third quarter. Queen Creek leading Mountain View 13-10. Serving up authentic Sonoran-style Mexican food since 1983. Visit Valle Luna Mexican Food and Cantinas. 3 locations around the valley. Valle Luna, proud supporters of scholar athletes in Arizona. We wish Bill Riddle to get well, having some health issues lately. Hopefully gets back out on his feet soon. Big O Tires is the team you trust. Big O Tires experience at bigotires.com.
Well, we come back during the break. The officials were huddled basically the entire time out. And what they came up with was catch interference on Queen Creek. Their 4th major penalty since they started this last offensive drive.
Just shooting themselves in the foot. They chewed up about 8.5 minutes off the clock. Pass is complete to Cash Clark.
Neville did a really nice job. The 5'11", 180-pound senior coming from that safety spot was on his high horse as soon as that ball was thrown.
Pickup of 1, 2nd and 9. And Roberts is going to keep it this time. Gets upended after picking up a couple. It's going to bring up 3rd down.
Really got to like the composure of Willie Roberts. And I don't care how old you are, what year you are, you get out to the start that this offense did, and a couple interceptions and you're down and all that. A lot of times you're going to go into a shell. Willie Roberts has not done that.
And the pass is complete to Cash Clark. It's going to be a 1st down. And that's a great point. Talking with Mountain View head coach Mike Fell about Roberts. He said he's cool, he's calm, he's competitive. And he's a guy, even though he's a sophomore, he doesn't get phased. He remains strong.
Really nice job there by Clark. He missed it on the first catch, able to reel it in, get upfield, get the 1st down.
And Clark's the guy that Coach Feld thinks is one of the best receivers in the state. 6 foot, 175 pounds senior captain. He's in motion, and he takes the jet sweep. He gets brought down by Trey Reynolds. Boy, Trey Reynolds, he can cover so much of that field.
Well, if you can't cover that much field, I promise you Washington, Wisconsin, Iowa, and BYU are not coming off for new scholarships. Right in the middle of your screen, he sees the fly sweep. Look at him get out there. 225 pounds. He's a junior. Cash Clark's 175 pounds. He's able to catch her.
2nd down and 7. Just under 2 minutes remaining, 3rd quarter. Roberts in trouble. Porter Reynolds comes in for the sack. So we go from a play made by Trey Reynolds, then it's his younger brother, Porter Reynolds, who comes in and gets the sack.
Tell you what, you do not see many freshmen built like Porter Reynolds. And he looks like a senior. He's been very physical in the middle of that offensive line. Mountain View's had a hard time blocking him for most of the night.
So that's going to bring up 3rd down and 15. Roberts started this game 1 of 4 with 2 picks. Since then, 10 of 15 and a touchdown. And he is scrambling and intercepted. Queen Creek making the play is Emmett Neville. Big play there by that Queen Creek defense as they come up with their 3rd interception of the night.
Well, and that all started because of pressure up the middle. Porter Reynolds, they having to send 2 guys at him, forces him out of the pocket, throw him back across your body late in the play. And that's the certain situations where Willie Roberts will learn as he gets a little bit older, live to fight another day. You see 2 and 3 Toros trying to block number 45 for Queen Creek. But that's a ball, you know what? Let's just throw it out of bounds. Let's punt the ball away, play defense, and not give this Bulldog offense a short field again.
Boy, Queen Creek has seemingly had great field position all night long. And here's another fly sweep, and it's going to be a touchdown for the Bulldogs. Peyton Barlow, the sophomore, gets the touchdown, 22 yards for the score. And there's that Bulldog offense again taking the gift from the defense and scoring some points.
Well, making it hurt very quickly. Those sudden change things can really catch you off guard. And how do you respond to those sudden changes can kind of tell you how good of a football team you have.
Calpay on for the extra point. And it is good. 5:15 remaining here, 3rd quarter. And it is Peyton Barlow with the score.
Really nice kick out block there by Cornett for Queen Creek, and you just did a really nice job, Barlow, turning it up inside that kick out block and get into the end zone.
Here's the Queen Creek scoring drive brought to you by Big O Tires, the team you trust. 1 play, 22 yards, and Peyton Barlow did it all.
The Bulldogs have forced 4 turnovers this game, and off those turnovers have scored 20 points.
Well, that works if you're the Bulldogs. And if you've been a Queen Creek fan for quite some time, you might recognize the Barlow last name. Peyton's older brother, Weston, he was a former standout running back at Queen Creek. In his senior year, Weston, in 2014, he ran for 2,542 yards, 35 touchdowns. He averaged 212 yards per game, just under 10 yards a carry. He was an absolute stud for the Bulldogs. Onside kick, and it is recovered by Mountain View near midfield. Coming down with it is Spencer McEwen.
Kind of a curious call there by Joe Germain and the staff. Maybe they saw something on film this week that they're going to try and take advantage of, and Mountain View saw it too and cleaned it up. start around midfield for the Toros offense.
Well, Rias Air Conditioning and Home Performance, it's time to rethink your AC company. Remember, it's hard to stop a train. And you're saying maybe to rethink going for the onside kick there? It's Joe Germain.
Well, you can always be 20-20 looking backwards.
How about the little reverse here? Jackson with the carry, and he runs right into Emin Neville. Neville had the interception.
Well, and he did a really nice job there fighting off the block of Willie Roberts and making sure to not lose contain. He's played one whale of a football game.
Pickup of 2 on the play. 2nd down and 8 as the clock winds down here in the 3rd quarter. Trips to the left. One receiver to the right. And Roberts is going to keep it. And he falls forward in right about the 40-yard line. It's going to be a 1st down for Mountain View. And we have a player down on the field for Queen Creek. And it looks to be number 6, Johan Diosa.
Looks like they're checking that knee that has a brace on it, but that's the 3rd or 4th time that Mountain View has run a dedicated quarterback draw and have had a lot of success with Willie Roberts taking one step back, letting your lineman come off one-on-one and find some room to run.
Yeah, Roberts, he ran for 36 yards and a touchdown on 6 carries in last week's win against Mountain Point. And let's now take a look at the upcoming schedule for Queen Creek. Next up will be Skyline, and they got Mountain Point. Tell you what, they finished up with a tough schedule there, Dale. When you finish up with Highland and Desert Vista, that'll get you playoff ready.
It certainly will, and remember, you got the Elite 8 or the Power 8 or Big 8 or whatever they're calling them.
The Open Division.
Open Division, the Great 8.
And those rankings will come out after week 5. And we are through 3 quarters here at Mountain View High School. And it is the Queen Creek Bulldogs. They lead the Toros by a score of 20-10. 4th quarter, when we come back, you're watching Game Time on YurView, Arizona.
Monster Jam, where it's winner takes all. There are no second chances, no guts, no glory. See Gravedigger, Megalodon, and more compete for the championship. Experience adrenaline-charged family entertainment. This is Monster Jam. Presented by official partners America's Best Contacts and Eyeglasses and BKT Tires. Tickets start at $15. Coming to State Farm Stadium October 5th. Lock in your seats today.
Shopping online takes all of the hassle out of buying a car. And thanks to our redesigned website, Larry H. Miller Dealerships has made online car shopping even easier. One click shows you every vehicle for sale in the state. Estimate your payments and find a plan that works for you. Learn everything about the vehicle with a Carfax vehicle history and get the real value for your trade. Then stop by the dealership and pick up your new vehicle. Say hello to the future of car shopping at Larry H. Miller Dealerships. Online at lhmauto.com. Driven by you.
Busy. That's life for you. So while you get to it, we're going nonstop to keep you running. No running around. For new key fobs, plus your neighborhood's largest selection of batteries plus bulbs. Plus, if your phone needs fixing, we do that too. Know how? Right now. That's our specialty. Power up at your local Batteries Plus bulb store or at batteriesplus.com for all your power needs. Yes, all of them.
Welcome back, everybody, to Mountain View High School as we're ready to start the fourth quarter here. Queen Creek leading the Toros by a score of 20-10. And Dale, he touched on it just as we went to commercial break. The big news with the high school football here in Arizona this year is they're going to go to the open division for the state playoffs. So you take a look at it right there. The top 8 teams in the state, now regardless of what classification they're in, they will all go in the same playoff bracket and play for the best state championship here in Arizona. Pass is complete to Jackson. Nice pick up there. Penalty flag is thrown. We'll see what the flag is for. Your thoughts on the open division as we wait on the call here?
You know what? I think it's going to be real fun. I like they're not going to put the rankings out till after week 5. Looks like it's going to be an illegal block against Mountain View. I think it gives more teams a chance. You know, it gives the teams who would have to play a Saguaro or a Centennial or a Chandler a chance in their own divisions, and let those top 8 teams go and play big boys. You know, and it's going to be 4A, 5A, or 6A. You know, everybody wants to see Saguaro in that scenario, and I've always said, you know what, if you can play a couple games with the roster disparity that Saguaro would have, especially in November when it's a little bit cooler than 98 degrees at kickoff.
1st and 22. Wraparound handoff. Hits the ground. Ball finally picks it up, and that Bulldog defense is there to make the play. And it seems like every year comes state championship time, there's always an argument, why can't we have so-and-so playing so-and-so? And this now makes those matchups happen.
See the wraparound handoff, and they ran that play successfully 3 or 4 times. This time the ball hits the ground. And you're right, but all it's going to do is open up controversy on who's number 9 and who's number 10, which I think would be fun discussion.
And another penalty flag. It's going to be a false start this time against Mountain View.
Well, remember, this drive started off in really good territory for Mountain View after the failed onside kick. And now they've moved back again. You see 2018 grade 8.
So if we had the open division last year, this is what the rankings would have looked like heading into the open division playoffs.
Centennial, Saguaro, Chandler, Highland, Pinnacle, Perry, Williamsfield, South Point would all play each other.
Roberts gets hit, throwing the ball, intercepted again by the Bulldogs. And it's another big return. Still on his feet is Justin Prigge. And that is the 4th interception on the night for Roberts.
That all stems from the fact that there was pressure put on Willie Roberts by Toey Val, number 88. We talked about him. He's putting pressure off the left side, working on Luke Allen. Ball's underthrown. See that pass rush move. Remember, number 88, he's only a junior.
Ice. Play action, Reynolds fires to the end zone, has a receiver, touchdown Queen Creek. Keshawn Caleb with the touchdown, 25-yard scoring strike, and the Bulldogs extend their lead.
So many offensive coordinators, and Joe Germain obviously one of them. When there's a turnover, they want to go sudden change. They want to take a shot down the field. That's exactly what they did. Trey Reynolds is just so impressive as a quarterback. Never mind the linebacker part, is what he'll play in college. But boy, he throws a nice ball, timed perfectly, good trajectory, and put right in the hands of his receiver, Caleb, who had dropped a couple earlier this game.
And the extra point by Caleb is good. So just a minute and a half into the 4th quarter, Queen Creek comes up with the interception, and then they punch it in for the touchdown. Reynolds finds his man for the score. Caleb, 27-10, Bulldogs with the lead. We'll be right back right here. Game time on YurView, Arizona.
Tonight's play of the game is brought to you by Rias. It's time to rethink your AC company. Check out YurView.com for more in-depth high school football coverage from around the country.
Phillips Law Group is honored to have more than 700 Google reviews from past clients and a 4.8 star rating. That's more reviews than any other injury law firm in Arizona. If you're considering hiring an injury lawyer for a car, motorcycle, or truck accident, I think it's important to check online and see who has the best reputation and results. Then call me, Jeffrey Phillips, Phillips Law Group, 602-222-2222, or look for us online at phillipslaw.com.
You're watching Game Time on YurView. For more in-depth coverage of the top players around, recruiting updates, behind-the-scenes access, and more, check out YurView.com.
Early fourth quarter, Joe Germain's Bulldogs on top, 27-10. Mike Fell's team looking for some answers here. And once again, that Queen Creek defense comes up with the turnover, and then the offense takes over from there.
What you got to love when this defense gets its hand on the football, it tries to score. They did not want to be denied, and then immediately go for the big play. Pretty good coverage down the field, just better execution by this offense. We talked about Trey Reynolds, and what a nice route by Keyshawn Caleb. And he is nursing a hamstring, but Coach says he's one of their big play guys. Been limited a little bit the last 2 weeks. Looks like he might be rounding into shape.
There's a look right there at the Queen Creek scoring drive, brought to you by Big O Tires, the team you trust. And for Caleb, that was his first touchdown of the season. Picked a good time to get it right here on YurView, Arizona. Calpay with the short kick. It's going to bounce. Cash Clark with the return. Going to get brought down at about the 37-yard line.
Well, 5 turnovers by Mountain View. 27 points for Queen Creek. Means all 27 points have been scored via the turnover.
Wow. That hurts if you're a Mountain View fan. It's adrenaline-charged family entertainment. Monster Jam returns to State Farm Stadium October 5th. Tickets are on sale now.
You a Monster Jam guy?
I got to tell you, I'm not. I went to it once, though.
I think
it was okay once.
I think we should put you up in one of those trucks.
Bigfoot, baby. There's a little hook and ladder here for Mountain View. And Jackson is the one who comes down with it. Nice play there by Mountain View.
Little curl route to Nico Remis. Nice execution. Catches the ball. Tosses it back. Really good reflexes by Jackson to bring that ball down.
And a good catch by Remis, and then to turn and make the pitch. Ball at the Queen Creek 45. Roberts rolling right. Fires down the field. Has a receiver out of bounds looking for Cash Clark. Toros open up the playbook here a little bit.
Yeah, they're trying to get on the board here in a hurry. Nice job by Willie Roberts, rolling out, buying a little extra time. Sees the receiver break open. You just want to make sure you throw it far enough, but you want to keep it on the field of play so your guy can go up and try and make a play.
Take a look at Roberts' numbers this evening. The big stat there is at the end, the 4 interceptions. And all 4 of those interceptions turned into points, as you pointed out a moment ago, for the Bulldogs. In fact, all 27 of their points. Not much going on there on that left side for Joe Ball. In on the tackle is Littleton.
Called his name a couple times, 6'3", 190-pound junior. Really nice job being physical at the line of scrimmage, and that's the thing with this Mountain View offense. It's kind of limited big play-wise, at least tonight. Boy, you have an incomplete pass on first down, 2nd and 10. It's hard to keep those chains moving.
Trips to the right. Roberts looks that way. Catch is made by Clark. And he gets brought down by Caleb.
Yeah, you don't see the punt team coming off the sideline here as we're under 10 minutes left and you're down by 17 points and very manageable 4th down situation. And you got a receiver in Cash Clark you can get the ball to. We've seen Joe Ball gain some yardage running the football, and Deshaun Jackson has the ability to make people miss.
4th and 2. Roberts pump fake down the left sideline. Pass is complete. First down inside the 10-yard line for Mountain View. Hauling it in for the Toros is Nico Remus.
7 catches, 102 yards coming into the game. 6 foot, 152-pound junior goes up high to catch that ball. Ball's thrown a little bit behind him. Double move. Open for a while there, but really nice job by number 33, Peyton Barlow, almost making a play on the football.
And it was a pickup of 29 yards.
Really gutsy call by Coach Fell and this coaching staff. You run a double move on 4th down. You know the cornerback is going to try and make a play on a short pass, and got to have the nerve to have your sophomore quarterback throw the ball down the field.
2nd and goal from the 8. Roberts, wide receiver screen to Clark, nowhere to go, making the tackle for Queen Creek is number 32. And we'd love to give his name, but he's not on the roster.
So you wonder if he changed jerseys? They forget to put his name in the roster? That's a really nice play.
It was. And we're going to have a timeout on the field by Mountain View with 7:36 remaining here in the ball game. Bulldogs lead 27-10. So you talked about Joe Germain leading Ohio State to the game-winning touchdown drive in the Rose Bowl against ASU in 1997. The Queen Creek athletic director, Paul Reynolds, was on that ASU team. And when Paul Reynolds became the athletic director and he was looking for a head coach, he was introduced to Joe Germain, because they didn't know each other at the time. He was introduced by Danny White. As we take a look at the Joe Germain bio, I mentioned the former quarterback here at Mountain View, won a state title in 1993. Rose Bowl MVP. Won a Super Bowl with the Rams, backup quarterback for Kurt Warner. And with all that being said, when I talked to Joe this week, he said the biggest game, the most intense game he ever played in his football career was his senior year, the state semifinals, when they played Mesa High School. Because they lost to Mesa High School in the state championship game his junior year. And the ball is intercepted, and it's Caleb who comes up with it.
What a second half Caleb has put together for the Bulldogs. A little miscommunication between Roberts and his receiver. Got to be very precise when you're running these out routes, and the ball's got to be put outside. As you can see, a little low, a little inside. That was Cash Clark. Just a better play by this Bulldog defense.
So 7.5 minutes remaining here, fourth quarter. Queen Creek's defense comes up big once again. that try to give themselves a little bit of breathing room here. Just give it to your quarterback who's 6'2", 225 and push forward.
See, I'd almost be tempted if I'm the coaching staff for Queen Creek to do that and see how many yards we can gain just calling that play.
Well, you always say it. Keep running the same play until they stop you, and then what?
Run it one more time to make sure they didn't stop you by mistake.
2nd and 2. They're going to work the right side this time. Nice tackle made there on Coleman. And on the tackle was Wayne Dunn, and he is still down for Mountain View. And the training staff's going to come out to check on him. Young athletes' bodies are a work in progress, and their care requires a different approach. Phoenix Children's Sports Medicine has nationally recognized physicians and therapists who get young athletes back to doing what they love, fast. Make an opportunity today. Visit phoenixchildrens.org.
Dunn seems to be fine as he came off the field under his own power.
So it's going to bring up 3rd down and 2. No gain on the play. As that clock continues to wind down. Boy, Trey Reynolds has been impressive here tonight. 1st down. Trey Reynolds.
We've talked about Trey Reynolds on both sides of the football. For a linebacker who is as physical and athletic as he is, then to see him throw the football, lead this football team. And remember, he's only a junior.
In Queen Creek, they have a sophomore quarterback, Devin Brown, who transferred in, who has to sit out these first 5 games. He already has an offer from Wisconsin. So they might be able to plug him in at quarterback as well for the second half of the season. As Coleman just seems to continue to find a way to make positive yardage bouncing off the Mountain View defenders.
Again, as I said earlier, kind of reminds me of an Eddie George. He
Same jersey number too.
Twists and turns and bounces off tacklers. Remember, he's probably got about 80 yards of rushing that are called back because of penalties.
59 of those would have been a touchdown run, as we see a good look right there at Devin Brown, the sophomore transfer. Already has the offer from Wisconsin. Right there in the frame as well, Travis Sherman, offensive line coach. He was the head coach here at Queen Creek the previous 6 years. Coleman with another nice run, and give credit to Travis Sherman and the job he's done with this offensive line. And Coach Sherman and Joe Germain, they were teammates here in high school at Mountain View. So the Toro blood runs deep there with Travis Sherman, who did a fantastic job in his 6 years as the head coach for the Bulldogs, in between the stints of Joe Germain, who are very good friends.
He's got to appreciate his offensive line and the work that they've done tonight. Nice job right there by Dason Coleman, staying in bounds very easily. Could have just ran out of bounds, cut it back up inside to keep this clock running. Now we're down under 4 minutes and 30 seconds.
In Queen Creek tonight, they've averaged 5.3 yards per carry. And we got whistles and flags.
Well, some of the high schools here in Arizona now have the play clocks in the end zone. Mountain View here doesn't, so you have to watch the back judge. And with 5 seconds left, he'll start to wave his hand back and forth. That's what Joe Germain's asking about.
Larry H. Miller is proud to support Arizona high school football, driven by you. I'll tell you what, talking with Joe Germain there on the field before the game, he looks like he could still sling it. He's in pretty good shape over there.
What are you trying to say?
He stays in pretty good shape is what I'm trying to tell you. First and 15, 4:15 remaining. Jace Bond going to get brought down. Looks like the tackle was made there by Herlov.
Well, we've talked about the 1-2 punch of Bond and Coleman, and then you mix in a little Trey Reynolds, and you've got the makings of a pretty good team that looks like it can continue to improve. Came into this game at 2-1.
Yeah, you look at the Central region last year that Queen Creek plays in. 5 of the 6 teams made the playoffs, and 4 of them were in the top 8 seeds. So the Central region is no joke, and they are battle tested come playoff time. Coleman, boy, he is just, as you say, he is just so light on his feet for his size and strength.
Well, that play was supposed to start over right tackle. He cuts it all the way back. Again, give credit to the offensive line for staying on their block, but cutting it all the way back across the formation while he's going forward, running through arm tackles, and able to pick up another first down.
And looking over what Coach Germain said about Coleman, a couple of the things where he makes guys miss and he makes something out of nothing.
Well, we've seen him make something out of nothing a couple times. And if there's something there, he makes it into really something.
First and 10, 2:45 remaining. Coleman once again, first down and more. And he gets brought down inbounds. Clock will stop to move the chains, and it'll get going again.
Play selection here in the second half for Queen Creek. 4 passes, 18 rushes.
Yes, they know where their bread's buttered.
Well, keep running it and you keep running it.
And there is a look right there at that Central region last year we just mentioned a moment ago. I mean, look at that thing was just stacked. I mean, Highland, they took Chandler into overtime in the state semifinals. Queen Creek, they made a run into the postseason. But yeah, 4 of the top 8 seeds came out of that region. Nowhere to go this time for Bond. A little extracurricular there with Bond, and looked like Zach Peevler. A little bit of frustration there, I think, with the Toros. There's a good look right there at McEwen. You can tell he's played tonight. He had dirty uniform. You see it right there.
Well, I certainly hope that this field makes it through the season.
That cloud of dust has been very visible here tonight. Right around midfield. Coleman. He gets stacked up, but he still goes forward a couple yards.
Well, that's what I'd like to see from really every running back for Queen Creek. They always go down falling forward. You do that, you give yourself an extra yard on every play.
Look at those numbers here tonight. Over 100 yards, almost 6 yards a carry. And as you say, it could have been closer to 200 yards if it wasn't for the holding penalties, bringing back some of his other carries, including a 59-yard, what would have been touchdown run. 30 seconds remaining. Should be the last play of the game. Carry by Bond. And it looks like both teams will allow the clock to run out.
Well, and as we said, one of the keys Coach Germain talked about, control the line of scrimmage. I think Travis Sherman and that offensive coaching staff going to be very, very happy when they sit down to watch film about the performance of that offensive line.
So Joe Germain, in his homecoming back here at Mountain View High School, he leads his Queen Creek Bulldogs to a 27-10 victory over the Mountain View Toros. And give credit to that Queen Creek defense. With all the turnovers they got, setting up the offense. And let's now send it down to the field. Haley Stasiak standing by with Queen Creek head coach Joe Germain.
Well, Coach, at the half, you talked about how you really liked what you were seeing out of this defense. 5 interceptions on the night. What do you have to say about their performance?
Yeah, so proud of our defense. We talked from the very beginning. We wanted to be strive to be a tough-minded, defensive-minded football team. And we really, in that second half, really to start the second half, we put the game on our defense. They kept us in the game all night, and extremely proud of their effort.
Couple guys on offense, got to mention Dason Coleman in that run game, and then obviously Trey Reynolds on both sides of the ball. How valuable are these guys to this team? Yeah, they're just gutsy players. And we have a couple key guys like Trey. I mean, how often do you see a starting middle linebacker also playing quarterback? A lot of snaps, just a really gutsy effort by him. And I love the way our offense finished the game. You know, to do a 4-minute type drill and just run the clock from the -1 yard line, and they didn't get the ball back. That's a great way to finish a game. How does it feel to get the win here at your alma mater? It's great. I love this place. This is near and dear to my heart. I grew up as a kid wanting to be a Toro, and I will always feel that way. I see, Jesse Parker Field right there. That's one of my real special people in my life. So it's special to be back here, but it's about our team and our kids, and we got to win, and we took a step forward today. Congratulations, Coach. Guys, we'll send it back to you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Haley, and Queen Creek head coach Joe Germain, as his Bulldogs get the victory here tonight at Mountain View by a score of 27-10. Step aside for a quick break. We'll be back with more right here. You're watching Game Time on YurView, Arizona.
Shopping online takes all of the hassle out of buying a car. And thanks to our redesigned website, Larry H. Miller Dealerships has made online car shopping even easier. One click shows you every vehicle for sale in the state. Estimate your payments and find a plan that works for you. Learn everything about the vehicle with a Carfax vehicle history and get the real value for your trade. Then stop by the dealership and pick up your new vehicle. Say hello to the future of car shopping at Larry H. Miller Dealerships. Online at lhmauto.com. Driven by you.
If you think it's hot now, think again. We'll be shattering the century mark before you know it. And if your AC isn't ready for the summer, this year, you need to rethink your AC service. Whether you have an AC emergency, are experiencing hot rooms, or high utility bills, or your current system has seen its final days, Rias delivers guaranteed solutions. Call for your free home energy performance evaluation today. Rethink your home's comfort and energy efficiency with Rias, where they always say, it's hard to stop a train. Visit Rias.com.
No guts, no glory. There are no second chances. This is Monster Jam. Brought to you by BKT Tires. Tickets start at $15. Coming to State Farm Stadium October 5th. See it live and bring the whole family.
Welcome back to Mountain View High School, where the Queen Creek Bulldogs, they get the win over Mountain View 27-10. Bulldogs move to 3-1 on the season. Mountain View drops to 1-3. Well, here's tonight's Arrowhead Honda drive of the game. Arrowhead Honda is supporting our schools. You can find your car and buy online at arrowheadhonda.com.
Well, it starts off with that defense. Again, pressure on the quarterback, Willie Roberts. You see the interception by Justin Prigge, fighting for extra yards, and then what Queen Creek has done, or did well all night long. When they had a short field, sudden change, they took a shot. Able to come up with the touchdown on the very next play. Great throw. You talk about, we talked about Trey Reynolds all game long, and it was just a fantastic throw and catch.
All right, step aside for another quick break. We'll put the final touches on this one. Joe Germain and his Bulldogs get the win over Mountain View 27-10. We'll be right back right here. You're watching Game Time on YurView, Arizona.
No guts, no glory. There are no second chances. This is Monster Jam. Brought to you by BKT Tires. Tickets start at $15. Coming to State Farm Stadium October 5th. See it live and bring the whole family.
Big O Tires
and the D-backs
have teamed up to keep you safe
and deliver Major League fun.
It's the Check Your Air,
Score a Pair promotion.
Stop into any participating Big O Tires for a free air pressure check,
and you'll receive a voucher for 2 D-backs tickets to select games.
Proper inflation improves tire performance.
Slows tire wear.
Saves gas.
And gets you home safe.
So remember, check your air,
score a pair.
Big O Tires
and the D-backs,
the teams you trust.
As one of the leading personal injury law firms in Arizona, Phillips Law Group realizes it takes more than just one person to handle the challenges behind a personal injury claim. That's why we've assembled a strong team of dedicated personal injury lawyers, investigators, paralegals, and case managers, all to ensure that your case is treated with the importance it deserves. Additionally, we have a wealth of information for victims of personal injury available on our website at phillipslaw.com or call 602-222-2222.
If you think it's hot now, think again. We'll be shattering the century mark before you know it. And if your AC isn't ready for the summer, this year, you need to rethink your AC service. Whether you have an AC emergency, are experiencing hot rooms, or high utility bills, or your current system has seen its final days, Rias delivers guaranteed solutions. Call for your free home energy performance evaluation today. Rethink your home's comfort and energy efficiency with Rias, where they always say, it's hard to stop a train. Visit Rias.com.
No guts, no glory. There are no second chances. This is Monster Jam. Brought to you by BKT Tires. Tickets start at $15. Coming to State Farm Stadium October 5th. See it live and bring the whole family.
Mountain View kids. Welcome back, everybody, to Mountain View High School. And it was the Queen Creek Bulldogs. They take down the Toros by a score of 27-10. Let's now take a look at our player of the game. And it is Queen Creek quarterback and middle linebacker, the junior Trey Reynolds.
Yeah, hard to argue with that. Obviously, very influential, both sides of the football. You see this arm that he has, the leadership capability. He ran with the football a few times, all over the field offensively, and then that's not even taking into account the impact he had defensively. You see the interception here. Doesn't want to go down easy and was all over the football field, gets over there and makes a tackle on a wide receiver who he outweighs by about 40 pounds and then comes back and see another touchdown pass.
Big game for Trey Reynolds, leading the Bulldogs to victory here tonight. And there he is with his father and the athletic director at Queen Creek, Paul Reynolds. Don't forget little bro, Porter Reynolds, the freshman defensive lineman, had himself a nice game as well. Well, let's now check out tonight's Rias cool play of the game. Rias, it's time to rethink your AC company. And it comes courtesy of the sophomore, Peyton Barlow. 22-yard touchdown run.
Really nice job blocking. Joe Germain talked about that offense and that offensive line and the physicality and opened up holes all night long. And there's the touchdown run.
Let's now take a look at the final stats from this one. And the difference really, Dale, is there at the very bottom. The turnovers and the points off of.
Yeah, and I think both teams probably will bring up the penalty yardage there that they both need to get better at moving forward. So see the 219 yards rushing that Queen Creek put up. That last drive was a thing of beauty. They start on the 1 yard line and just punch the ball at Mountain View and take the ball down the field. Mountain View doesn't even get to touch the football as time runs out.
Some quick final thoughts moving forward with these two teams.
We'll see where they are. Obviously, you take a look at Mountain View and struggle a little bit, but they're going to live with this sophomore quarterback, and he showed a lot of flashes where he can be really, really good.
Well, for Haley Stasiak, Dale Hellestrain, our entire YurView broadcast team, I'm Chris Ayers saying so long from Mountain View High School, where Queen Creek gets the victory over the Toros 27-10. To watch this entire game on replay, you can log on to YurView.com. Thanks for joining us. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Game Time High School football coverage on YurView has been sponsored by Larry H. Miller Dealerships, proud to support Arizona high school football, driven by you. Valle Luna, proud supporter of scholar athletes in Arizona. By Jimmy John's Gourmet Sandwiches, because sandwich. And by Phoenix Children's, nationally ranked, locally focused.
Here's what you've been waiting for. Arrowhead Honda's state-of-the-art showroom is now open.